Welcome to the Power Up Now podcast, your ultimate guide to staying powerfully present with your incredible host, Rosane Gibson, the author of 5 amazing books, including Get Vortexed, Manifest Your Wow Now, and Don't Meditate, Vortexate. Rosane offers unique insights for living a fulfilling life. Let's explore epic insights, embrace our highest selves, and manifest our dreams with Rosane's expertise in the power of the present moment. Get ready to power up and unlock your full potential with the Power Up Now podcast. Welcome your host, Rosane Gibson.
Welcome, seeker of light, to our epic quest, where words take flight and hearts beat in our chest. We all experience feeling down at times, don't we? What to do when we feel bad? That could be waking up in the morning after eating that unhealthy food the night before, or having something that worries us in our mind, such as speaking in front of people or going somewhere we don't really want to go. Or perhaps we are dealing with life events such as a court hearing, or feeling the grief because someone we love died, or just feeling anxious and not really knowing why, because that can happen too. These feelings can pop up unexpectedly anytime in the day. And the first thing to do is to accept it fully. Yes, do not resist it. Don't try to change it. Don't wish that you were feeling better. Don't say, I wish I wasn't feeling this way. Don't justify. Let's say you're going to talk in front of people. So don't say to yourself, I shouldn't be nervous. There's no reason to be nervous. Don't feed the thoughts that rise in your mind because they may not have anything to do with it. As I explained in my first podcast, we are not our thoughts. And here's the thing, we are not our feelings either. The thing about feelings is that they are already happening. It's happening in this moment. So they are present. And when we are facing this, you are left with 2 options: to accept it or to resist it. Which one of these energies are positive? The energy of accepting or the energy of resisting? Notice how resisting is forceful. Notice how acceptance is loving. Which side of the coin are you going to flip? So the act of acceptance is a positive thing. Resisting makes it perpetuate, makes it feeling even more negative. Remember the saying, what you resist persists? The longer you fight a feeling, the longer it will stay with you. And when you accept it, you allow it to pass through. When you resist, the feeling gets stuck in your body in form of energy block. For example, a knot on your throat, short breath, your heart starts racing. You may feel a shaking sensation. And then, if you do that a lot, it turns into some sort of illness. You go to the doctor and he says, oh, this is stress related. He may give you some pill and send you home. Really? Is this healing? No, because you're going to go home and do the same thing you've been doing, resisting your feelings. So the message here is to accept your feeling fully. The cure is about shifting the perception on how you are dealing with your emotions and your feelings. Here's the thing, feelings are always fleeting unless you hold them by thinking too much about them. So allow them to fleet. An interesting fact about nervousness is that it's the same feeling as excitement. Isn't that interesting? The only difference are the thoughts that we attach to them, but the feeling is the same. Think about when you laugh from a joke and notice how your laugh travels through the body and then it leaves you. Why not allow bad feelings to travel the same course? Feel it, express it, and then watch it going away, just like the laugh. Sometimes you may feel anxious, but you don't even know why. Let the feeling run its course. Don't try to tag a thought to it so you can justify it. Don't talk about it. The acceptance of the feeling is so important because it allows the feeling to pass through. And then you don't resist, because if you resist, you will perpetuate into that anxious kind of feeling. And that is a negative experience for the present moment. When you accept the feeling, you turn the moment of that experience into positive because you're not resisting, you're allowing it to flow. Now, let's talk about a really difficult life situation, like a stress bomb. For example, you lost your job or you're feeling brokenhearted. Situations that may leave you feeling like a deflated balloon. Same thing. Accept the situation. Don't start blaming people for that. Blaming is negative energy that will stay with you. It's like drinking poison and wishing someone else dies. Blaming will lock you into a victim energy and then you feel hopeless. Here's the thing. Believe that you've got the power to change the narrative and heal from this setback. You can do this by shifting your perception. So instead of letting the job loss bring you down, see it as a chance to shake things up. Shift how you're perceiving it. Look at it as an opportunity to dive into something new and exciting. Maybe it's finally time to pursue that passion project or start your own business. It's called reframing. You take the frame of a picture and put another frame, and it looks like another picture. So by reframing the situation, you will be amazed what you can accomplish. Take time to do this. Then you can just go out and network like a boss. Brush up your own skills through online courses. Explore different career paths. You might stumble upon something even more fulfilling than your previous job. You must trust this. Changing how you see the job loss will lighten the load and help you focus on what's important, which is your growth, your happiness. Remember, setbacks happen to all of us, but it's how we bounce back that define us. So power up, flip the script instead of feeding the drama. Here's another example that may cause you to feel bad. Let's talk about those never-ending conversations that feel like a broken record. You know the ones I'm talking about, where someone wants to rehash the same old story over and over again. It can be draining and honestly a real time suck. So, how do you navigate this conversational Groundhog Day? And most important, how to not let that affect you so much. So first things first, practice the art of redirection. It's an art. When you sense that the conversation is going to take a detour to memory lane, gently shift your focus to something more positive, more constructive. Steer the conversation towards their current interest, hobbies, upcoming plans, ideas. By redirecting the topic of the conversation, you can help create a fresh and engaging dialogue. But you may say, that's not easy. Yes, it's practice. You can start by asking them questions. Did you know that the person who asks questions in the conversation has the control of the conversation? So instead of paying attention to the conversation, just ask a bunch of questions. And by the way, have these questions ready before you meet the person. If you know they have the tendency to rehash, just do that. Next up, set healthy boundaries. Sometimes people just need a friendly reminder that dwelling on the past isn't serving anyone's best interest. Respectfully express that while you understand the need to process, it might be more beneficial for both of you to focus on the present and the future. Encourage them to explore new perspectives. Seek support from a professional if necessary. And if the person is a family member, I get it. It may be hard for you to move on from this, but it's possible. And if all else fails, be the master of your graceful exit. Bye-bye. We all have our limits. And if the conversation becomes too repetitive and emotionally draining, it's okay to prioritize your well-being. Politely excuse. Get out of the conversation. Perhaps you can mention you have a commitment, that you need to take care of something or someone, and it's urgent. Just give an excuse. Remember, you don't have to be a captive audience to endless rehashing. What I like to do is I say I like to pay them dinner to go. Here's a voucher, I just got this, and you should try this food, it's so good, you got a discount there. Bye. Be nice, but let them go. But here's the deal, my friend. The more you tune into your feelings, work through your past hurts, and cultivate a positive, high vibe mindset, the less these situations will crop up. It's all about the law of attraction. And once you're healed deep down, you'll no longer attract this type of conversations. The reason you may find yourself in them is that there is still some inner healing that needs to take place. And when you prioritize your emotional well-being and elevate your energy, you emit a different vibe into the world. And this shift in energy naturally draws more positive and uplifting interactions towards you. You become a magnet for conversations that are inspiring, growth-oriented, have joy, and create meaningful connections. Believe it. So, magical being, take the time to heal those wounds. Nurture your inner self. Focus on cultivating a positive mindset. And as you do this, you will notice a shift in the conversations that you attract. The rehashing, the negativity will fade away, making room for discussions that are empowering, uplift for both you and all around you. And so here is how we can turn negativity into fuel. Meditate. This is my first recommendation. There are several ways to meditate. There are active meditation forms that you can do in minutes or even seconds. It's called mindfulness, presentness. And presentness can help you develop the habit of becoming powerfully present. It's a habit. Like when you're learning how to brush your teeth when you're a kid, to create a new habit, it requires discipline. But just in the beginning, after a while, you'll be like brushing your teeth and you don't want to miss a day because it makes you feel incredible. So you must parent yourself in order to begin a new habit. It's mind discipline. There are so many easy meditation processes, and I am obsessed about them. I wrote a book about this called Don't Meditate, Vortexate. And one of my favorites is to call out my name out loud or in silence. It doesn't matter. Try it. Call your name in different ways, like this: Rosane, 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 Rosane. Yes, it's so cool because it makes you think about people that, used to call you in that tonality, and you kind of your mind goes back to moments and takes your mind away from whatever is worrying you. It's fantastic. It moves you, it shifts you, it shakes you up. It's amazing. Just try it. You can do it in silence in your mind or out loud if you're by yourself. Another way is to just observe the thoughts going through your head. Observe the sensation, not the thoughts, but the sensation in your body. How is it feeling? Where is it in your body? Is it in the chest? Is it in the head? Do you have a headache? Or is it on your throat? Do you feel like a knot on your throat? Pay attention to your body. And that's all. Notice what happens. Realize that thoughts in your head are not you. Those thoughts are not your voice. You are simply the one that observes them. And then, in the same way, you are not your feelings. You can feel the emotions, but you're not your emotions. You are the awareness, the one who is observing the show, the one who is watching the movie. And that can help a lot. Another great meditation practice is to observe the sounds around you. Notice where you are, the sounds of the environment. Perhaps you hear birds or the sound of cars passing by. Notice the sounds inside your head are just like the sounds outside your head. They're just sound, noise. Perhaps you want to go for a walk and do this. Observe the sounds. You are simply the observer of everything. Only direct your attention to thoughts that you want to give attention to. Life-giving thoughts, good thoughts. And nobody can do this for you. Only you can do this. It's an inside job. Another thing I do when I'm feeling bad is to immediately activate gratitude. I just start rambling on things that I appreciate in my life. We have an enormous tendency to focus on negativity. So this too takes practice. Think about the things you enjoy about life or things that you remember that happened in your life that you really loved, and you feel better. You can be grateful for simple things like the ability to hear, to see, the water that you drink, the clothes that you wear. We usually take all these things for granted. To activate gratitude is like deconstruct reality. Just like a child deconstruct the toy car to see how it was built, deconstructing reality means staring at something and go back in time to when it was created. So let's imagine you have an apple in your hand, and then you go back in time and think about when this apple was hanging on the tree. Then you go even beyond that and think about when it was first planted by a farmer. And then you fast forward to when the apple was a tiny little thing that turned into a flower, and then into a tiny little apple that grew over time. And then imagine the harvesting time, that apple rolling on a container, that container being put on a truck that drove to a city, that delivered to the supermarket, that was settled on a tray until you picked it up and then brought it home. And now you're eating it. So notice how gratitude feels good. If you start doing this for everything, how amazing this is going to make you feel. Notice that you have arms, fingers. So keep your gratitude list simple. You don't need to think about big things. Activate the feeling, the sensation of being grateful. Did you know that gratitude is love? It's the same energy as love. It vibrates the same way in the energy spectrum. So there you have it. Accept the negative feeling. Allow it to fleet by itself. Do not resist. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. It's not bad to feel bad. But if you feel bad because you're feeling bad, then you're enhancing the bad feeling, right? If you feel anxious about getting anxious, you're going to be more anxious. I feel worried that I'm worried. I feel anxious that I'm anxious. I feel nervous that I'm nervous. And then it's an endless cycle that can go on and on forever. It's normal to feel those feelings. We are humans. It's not a bad thing. Those feelings don't need to stop you. And then know that they will pass. Reframe, flip the script, change your perception about how you are interpreting the situation. Don't talk about it. Don't justify. Don't blame. Don't feel victimized. Reframe it. Give it a positive twist. Meditate to realize that you are not your thoughts, that you're just the one who is aware of it. And last but not the least, activate gratitude, because gratitude is love. Mostly important, do not stop your life because you're feeling bad. Continue to go about your day, even though you're feeling not so great. Keep going. Do not stop. Go to work. Take your dog for a walk. Listen to music. And when you less expect, the negative feelings will go away. I hope you enjoyed our today's episode and that something I said or a strategy I shared makes you feel better and better and better. So farewell, magical being, in this wild adventure we call life. We've come so far through ups and downs like shooting stars. As our journey ends, the flame still glows and resilience within us forever flows. So keep rocking on with your head held high. You are a shining example, reaching for the sky.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Power Up Now podcast, your ultimate guide to staying powerfully present. We hope you've enjoyed this empowering journey with your incredible host, Rosane Gibson. If you're hungry for more wisdom and want to continue your transformational experience, be sure to visit Rosane's website at rosanegibson.com. There, you can join her Powerfully Present Tribe, a community of like-minded individuals who are embracing the power of the present moment and unlocking their true potential. Stay connected with Rosane and the tribe through exclusive resources, courses, and uplifting content that will support your personal growth and help you live a more fulfilling life. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of this incredible journey. Remember, the power to create positive change lies within you. So, keep embracing the present moment, manifest your dreams, and power up your life. Don't forget to visit rosanegibson.com to join the Powerfully Present Tribe. Until next time, stay present and stay powerful.